Hello guys, how are you doing? This is Master Tomas Kapitanchuk, and today we will analyze a very exciting game we had at the Chess MVP Swiss. I'm talking the game between Matthew Chertkow as white and Avi Schneider as blue. Matthew was 4 out of 4, an excellent tournament, 100% of the games won, and the same for Avi, who took a bye in the first round, and then he won his 3 games. Let's start with this one. It is really interesting, a very exciting game. Matthew was playing as white and Abby was playing as black. It was I really like this opening, the exchange variation, right? Because after c65, it gives a good fight since we can see the position is not, the pawn structure is not balanced, it's not symmetrical. So this gives more chances for both sides, yeah. But Matthew went for the pan of attack, which is very good in my opinion. Black played d6, knight f3, bishop e7, and here I can see maybe the first. It's not a bad move, obviously, but it's not the most common to play bishop e2. Here, the most theoretical move is c takes d5, and after knight takes d5, bishop d3. Right, because although black already has a piece blockading the isolated pawn, the knight is no longer defending on h7, and something also very important is that I am not losing a tempo as white. Why? Because whether you play bishop e2 or bishop d3 in this position, let's say bishop d3, which is the most common one, black can play d takes e4, bishop takes e4, and we lost one tempo here. Anyways, this is obviously extremely playable, but c takes d5, in my opinion, it's slightly better. So bishop e2, castles, bishop f4, and bishop d7. I'm not so sure about this move. I think, again, black has to insist with this, with pawn takes and b6. The bishop should develop over this diagonal and taking more control over the d5 square. Okay, it was bishop d7. Anyways, it's a playable move. And knight h5, which I consider this as a dubious move because you stop controlling the center, especially, well, e4 and d5. And yeah, it is true that it forces the bishop back, but we always know that the knights on the sides of the board are not okay. So takes. And Avi played rook c8, which has a problem. Here he should have gone back to f6. And well, I like white's position a bit more, but it's decent for both sides. Avi played rook c8, and the problem of this move is a concrete one, which is d5, right? Very typical in these isolated pawn positions. White is opening all the position, and black's pieces are a bit discoordinated, especially this knight. So yeah, this opens up the position, and I feel like black has an uncomfortable game here after this d5, because I'm opening the d file. Then I can bring a rook to d1. I'm opening this diagonal, right? I'm also opening this diagonal. So in general, this pawn break is favorable for white. Matthew went bishop d3, which is not bad, but yeah, d5 maybe was a nice opportunity. So queen e2, well, now it was like a normal development of an isolated pawn. Bishop d2 is okay. And here comes the critical part. Avi with queen b6 is taking an interesting risk. After knight a4, he took on d4. This seems like a nice option, right? Because what happens? Okay, although black's king is under attack, white's queen the same, and this comes with a check, right? And basically, if white takes on d4, which sounds like a normal move, the queen can take. And although we could think that in the future we could have some discoveries right over here, that's still not possible because of this bishop blocking the rook. And also the knight, well, is under attack twice. So this is a good position for black. So after knight takes d4, in the game, knight takes b6 was played, but this is not so ambitious. Why? Because after knight takes and knight takes b6, what happened here is that black won the d4 pawn, and the position is very equal. Not equal. I mean, the position is good for black being up a pawn. Yeah, so he has no risks. That's what I wanted to mean. The position is better for black, obviously, because he's up a pawn. But here, Matthew had a very interesting move, which is queen e4. And now, from this move, many variations, many branches, right, will be opened, and it's almost, I mean, it's very difficult for a player to foresee this, right? And there are many possible moves also. So even more in a rapid game, right? So okay, basically the idea is that I am having a double attack over here and here, and this would be a mate. So black has probably only two choices, right? One is to play f5 directly to avoid this, and the other one is to first take on f3, which in some cases it we reach the same positions by transposition. Yeah. So let's start with f5. Here white had a sequence of moves which was interesting, which was first to take on c8, right? There are many possibilities, but I found this like the most concrete. And again, in this variation, two branches are open, right? Black can play f takes e4, in which white continues takes. This is all kind of forced. But I mean, in the end, in most of the variations, white will keep with the advantage of an exchange. Yes, white will be up an exchange. Because now, basically, you have to take one of these two knights, or the bishop, right? Let's say, but you also have this knight under attack. You also have this knight under attack. So let's say, I don't know, an option for black could be to take here. And after pawn takes, it takes e3, but this position, right? After rook c1, white is doing a lot better. The other option is to... There are many options and I won't analyze them all. But again, it comes, let's see the variation I was just analyzing, which was this one, right? Let's say, I don't know, let's say after knight takes b6, you take this one. Again, I can take the knight and I am up an exchange. If you take the knight, I am up an exchange again. So, right, most of them reach the same position. The other one, so this was f5, right? After rook takes c8, we just analyzed f takes c4. And if black takes on c8, I can take on b6. F takes c4, he has to take the queen. Knight takes c8, bishop takes c8, and bishop takes c4. So as you can see, many positions are similar. If you take the knight, I can take your bishop. So again, in all of them, white is up an exchange. The other option instead of f5 was to take on f3. Obviously, white's idea here is to take with the pawn, right? To keep with this same idea. And now, yes, play f5 because this is forced. But white can do something similar. Rook takes c8. Let's say he takes the queen. Same ideas. Well, this is one of the cases that we have some transposition. Or the other one is if he takes that rook on c8, takes, and bishop b5. This one is probably the most critical one because, yeah, in these positions, as he took on c8 with the bishop, we are not up an exchange, right? But here, this move bishop b5 is amazing. Black has to play rook d8, and after this, bishop b7. The game probably this is the most decent variation for black, but still better for white. Well, this was a missed opportunity of queen e4, but as we could see, very complex. The problem after this, as I told you before, um, I think here Abby played in a very good way, very simple, very practical. Um, Also, Matthew, the problem here is that he blundered the pawn on b2, which made things easier for Abby, who was playing as black. Well, this part of the game, I mean, Abby is just trying to convert his material advantage by pushing his queenside pawns. But it's from I am interested on the part. So you could say why was this a draw? Okay, let's see the as I said in the group, Matthew's resilience, right, was incredible here because he didn't resign. That's something very important. And we reached this point in which, okay, yeah, Abby should have played just a2 to promote. Let's say he could say we check here. Promotion is unavoidable, and he still has the b pawn, right, to promote. Uh, so yeah, this position is winning for black. But he took on b3, which is still winning, right? But more complicated because it's an opposite color bishop endgame. So, but anyways, black is up 3 pawns, so this is just winning for him. But what here, an advice for all of you guys here, when you are playing against an opposite color bishop, you have to put all the pawns on the color of that bishop, right? In this case, the light squares. Obviously, this is still winning, right? But you will see my advice is very useful here because Abby started putting all the pawns on dark squares, and especially after h5, there was a variation who could be winning, which was e4, right? Just, well, taking advantage of the majority, and after pawn takes, just pawn takes, and this is winning, right? Well, so many pass pawns. Um, but here Abby made a very big mistake and played f4. Here also, a suggestion, we could see his time, right, was 10 minutes. I think the game in general, it was a very complicated game, and both of them played very quickly. So this is something to improve, right? Time management. And well, as you could see now, all the pawns are on dark squares, and white can't block over the light squares. Here, material advantage doesn't matter. Black won't be able to penetrate white's position, right? So well, the game continued some more moves, but this is just a draw. It's very tough to digest it, right? But this is just a draw. There is no way for black king to get inside here. All pawns are blocked. Nothing to do here. Yeah, nothing to do. Well, as I told you, they just play some moves, but it's impossible. What I would try here being black pieces is like a trick, right? Let's say I play here king b5 and white plays, I don't know, king e4, right? Which seems like a normal move. But now I think I can play a2, right? Sacrificing, but now entering with my king. Yes, this would be a bit different. So yeah, I think he should have tried something like that. But yeah, here the learning from this game and this end game, yes, is always put the pawns on the color of the opposite bishop, right? That's something very, very important. So well, this game ended up in a draw. Now we have one round left, the last round. Matthew is with 4.5 points out of 5, and Abby is with 4 points out of 5, but new players join the 4 points team. Yeah, so very exciting final to this tournament. So hope you have enjoyed this analysis and see you next video. Bye bye.